Hello, world. Um, my name is Ariana Taylor, but I go by the name of Ari. I want to thank everyone who watches this, and I would like to ask that whoever's watching, if they like this, if you guys like my show, my little blog or whatever, please subscribe and pass the information along. Have your friends, your relatives, your dogs subscribe to my channel. Anyhow, I want to go over the formalities. I am a military veteran of the United States Army. I am no longer in, but I have a husband who is also a veteran of the United States Air Force. He is still active duty to this day. We got married back in, oh God, I want to say 2008. We've been at it for quite a very long time, and neither of us has buried each other yet. Aside from that, the reason why I have this channel set up is because I had a blog going on my Facebook page called Whatever Blog, and basically I call it a whatever blog is because I'm at wit's end with the military, with the government, just whatever, if you get what I'm saying. So anyhow, I call it a whatever blog. You guys can call it whatever. I am a mother of 4. We do have 4 kids with each other. I work as a school bus driver, and I am also a quartermaster for a VFW. And I have another side job where I'm kind of like somewhat of an accountant. So anyhow, with that set aside, I'd like to state that I am in no means political at all. I'm not a political person, and in the past I've said on my Facebook posts that I don't even give it any thought to vote because I'm extremely upset with the way our nation has gone. I don't even give it the time of day, so to speak, because it just, I feel like I'm being pigeonholed to several different options, just a couple of them that are so different, but none of them are the options that are good for us, or in any means an option that I would pick as a mother and a veteran and a wife. So I want to get that out of the way first. This is in no means a political channel. I would like it if those who think differently than myself to refrain from any negative confrontation, violence, what have you, for the simple fact that this is merely just a blog of my life in the military world and military life. The reason why I have created this, and I've had it going and started for almost a year now on my Facebook page, is because for several years now, myself and my husband have been witness to the fact that our friends and relatives have been victims of not exactly identity theft, but people reporting that they're military and they're trying to connect with them or interact with them, and then they get bamboozled. So basically that is where I stand. This is merely just an educational blog channel, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's just to help friends and relatives not get scammed by someone claiming they're military when we all know they're not. Excuse me. Anyhow, um, I do have 4 children, ranging from 8 months to 11 years old. So I do know quite a bit about being a mother of military brats and a military wife. I've spent a good deal of my life as a military wife, and I was also dual military with him at one point. So, if anyone knows anything, I may have a clue. If I don't know, I usually go and ask my husband, and he usually fills me in because he's a higher rank. I would like to state that my husband does check in on my blog from time to time. In the past, I didn't think that he gave it any attention, but these last several months, he's basically dropped hints and made it clear that he does watch my whatever blogs. And I think it's because he knows that I speak the truth, and then I'm going to get it out there, whatever it is. And let's say, his tongue is tied at the moment. So me as his wife putting it out there for all to see and hear and whatever is kind of giving him relief. Anyhow, the last thing I'd like to state is, in the past, I've had a few people message me, which is great. I like questions. If you have questions about something, please feel free to reach out to me and ask. Call me, text message me, instant message me, send me an email. I don't care how you get, reach me. If you know where I live, I don't know, send me a letter, snail mail. I love getting mail. Anyhow, it's great and all to interact with my viewers. I have no problem with that. I just ask for the slightest hint of, I'd state, respect and privacy when it comes to my children, and just me living my life the way I want to live it. In the past, several months back, I had to put a fair warning out on my blog on Facebook because I had a viewer message me a couple of times, and they somewhat became infatuated, and then started rising just other questions and comments that were not pertaining to military and military life. So if you could please just respect that in that somewhat fashion, it'd be greatly appreciated. My privacy and my children come first. My children in order first, but I hope that you all as the viewers can understand what I'm asking and what I'm the ground rules that I'm laying down for everybody are, and without any further introduction, we will begin. I guess I can tell you that I'm at the VFW, yes, where I'm the quartermaster. You know what? I'm sorry. There we go. I'm sorry. I usually wake up at the butt crack of dawn. I want to say about 4 or 5 in the morning every morning. And that's been my life for the past couple of years because I'm used to waking up at the butt crack of dawn. First, I had to do it for the Army. And then when I got out of the Army, I was still up at the butt crack of dawn because I could not sleep. And then, motherhood came along and my kids had me up at the butt crack of dawn. And then I decided to get a job as a bus driver, right? Yeah. And I'm up at the butt crack of dawn. So usually when I wake up, I just roll out of bed and I don't care how my hair looks. Sometimes it's hanging out in the middle of nowhere. So that's, me and trying to have my hair brushed is not normal to me. So I'm sorry I'm messing with it, because having a nice hair style is not me. Okay, that's a little bit better. Anyhow, I am at the lovely VFW, as you all can see. Whee! I am the quartermaster here, and I am working on some work, as I normally do. I like to work and talk at the same time when I do my blogs. Multitasking. I'm really good at it. Anyhow, if you don't mind, I'll be working while I talk to you guys. I wanted to first go over a topic that has been running rampant lately all over the media and everywhere we go. The coronavirus, or as the government calls it, COVID-19. I guess that's what they're calling it. I want to go over that. I normally don't, but that it does tie into the military world, and it doesn't all at once. And it's also tying into my life right now, and it's something that I need to discuss with you all. Everyone's been freaking around. I can't talk. Blech. Everyone's been freaking out lately about the coronavirus, and with good reason. This coronavirus so far has killed 2,900 people nationwide, or more than nationwide. I'd say global, that I know of, collectively from all different regions. And that is quite a staggering number. It's larger than 1,000 people. And although that factor is out there for all to see, I know you guys are going to hate me. I'm sorry. Although that is a big piece of information that is a true fact, I'm a bit annoyed. And I'll explain to you why I'm annoyed. My husband, he is all about propaganda. When he's not working or anything like that, he sits on his phone listening to nothing but propaganda, political propaganda, all day, all night. And, that's great for him. He's into that. Me, however, I'm not, and I get annoyed. And lately, he's been all into the coronavirus propaganda. And my problem with that is I get it so much at home that I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. I'm annoyed. It's not in our region. So, people need to chill the fuck down and, get back to reality. Yeah, there are a lot of people that are sick, but, come on now. Life goes on. I mean, I don't want to be insensitive by putting myself out there, but I will be honest, that is how I am. That is usually how my blogs roll. I'm not trying to be insensitive in any way. If you guys don't like it, please don't feel like you have to keep watching me. This is just who I am. I will be blunt. I don't care. Not about the coronavirus. I'm just saying, I'm pretty much a blunt person. There are germs all over the world, surrounding us all the time. It's inevitable that we wind up with something every once in a while that will try to challenge us a little bit. It's scientifically the way of life. It's unfortunate that we've lost that many people. And it's unfortunate that this virus is wandering around, and all kinds of people are in panic, total panic, trying to control it. I will state for a fact that I do know that the coronavirus has been around for several years. Um, yeah, that's right. It's been around for several years. If people out there did their research, they'd realize this is not a new virus or anything. It's been around for a while. From what I understand, all it did was mutated. So it changed forms a bit, and that made it more deadly. Um, so, in my eyes, I don't want to say that's not a big deal, but what I'm trying to say is that's nothing that we can't handle. I'm sure eventually we'll come to some type of permanent fix. We'll get rid of it. We'll pass this. We've passed so many things already. So I don't know why everyone's up in arms and in shock and total panic and running around with their heads cut off like they don't know what to do, or they think we don't know how to survive this. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because recently in the base that my husband is stationed on at this time, there was something in his paper. I guess they had a patient who went in to be seen at the base clinic. This base is not on, this clinic is not on the base. It's actually off base, which is confusing and interesting. But only military personnel and their families go there if they live on the base or close by to the base. Myself and our kids, we do not live close to the base. We live nearly about 45 minutes away. So therefore, we can go see a doctor close to our house, which is great because I don't trust military doctors. Never have, never will. That'll be another topic for another day. But my husband, since he's active duty, he has to go to the clinic, unfortunately. Because that's just how it works. He's not exactly free. They have their strings on him still. But anyhow, the clinic off base that is connected to the military off base somehow, they had a patient go in recently and they had to screen him for the coronavirus. And this is Belleville, Illinois that we're talking about. As I said, I live almost 45 minutes from there. I live in Highland, Illinois. At this time, we're kind of close to the border of Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri. So we're about 30 minutes away from them. But he went in. He went in to be screened, and everyone panicked because they thought the coronavirus had reached the base over here, had reached this area, and that would be bad. But it turns out he does not have the virus. He's not sick. But everyone, still the same, is up in arms, and it's just that he's really, really sick. He's got a flu. He's got the flu, not the coronavirus, but he's sick and he's being treated. That's probably the best thing that can happen. And the mere fact that they weren't sure if he had the coronavirus or not, is okay. They tested him. They screened him and they did not find a coronavirus. So guess what? We're all good down here. We're great. For right now. But this kind of annoys me so much, to the fact that they've blown it up so much out of proportion that I'm kind of like, I'm shaking my head. I've got my hands over my head and I'm like, whatever. What? Anyhow, and the reason why I'm talking about all this right now is because I too have a sick child at this time. I had to take her to the doctor the other day. She's had a fever for 3 days straight. And at first I wasn't worried about her because I've seen viral infections like that. They just, with kids, little kids in general, they get a viral infection and there's nothing but a fever for a couple of days, at least a week, and then it goes away. But then she started coughing and then she threw up. So I went in, I took her to the doctor, and she got tested, and it turns out she has the flu. Not the coronavirus, just the regular flu. So, she's getting treatment right now. The only treatment that she's getting, though, is stay home from school. Don't go around anybody, wash your hands constantly, eat and drink all you can, keep your fluids down. So, that's basically all you can do for the flu. At this point, she's past the window of Tamiflu, but even when I was sitting in there with the doctor talking to them, they were telling me in their eyes, they wouldn't give their child that because Tamiflu doesn't really do anything. It's a preventative. She could have taken it at the beginning if I wanted to administer that to her, but it doesn't do her much good. It doesn't help. It just shortens the lifespan of the flu. So it doesn't, either way, it's going to have to take its course. So, with that in mind, 4 kids, I should know a little something, but I learn every day just like everyone else does. I kind of left the doctor's office with her thinking, why did they even create that drug? Why? The Tamiflu, the fucking drug, why did they even create it if it's not helpful? I don't understand. The only thing that comes to my mind is money. Whatever. It just boggles my mind, and it makes me so pissy because my daughter is sick and she could probably use something about now just to give her a bit of relief. But no, that's not going to happen. She's going to have to let it run its course. So she's going to be home from school for a whole other week. Whatever. At least, we can count her blessings. She's fine. She's just got the normal run-of-the-mill flu, and, we're taking care of her. And today she seemed a little bit better, so that's good at least. But, whatever. She's the only one sick in our house right now. The rest of us, none of us are sick. And she's been sick all week. Actually, literally it started Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Today's Sunday. Yeah, she's been sick for almost 7 days. So, I'm hoping it'll just pass and none of us get sick, but who knows? I mean, we had our flu shots. And I guess the doctor was explaining that the flu shot is like the next step up from Tamiflu. Like, it's a preventative, and it just shortens the lifespan of the flu. So it's not as bad, and we're not as sickly, and we're not looking all deathly. So, anyhow, to those people that are feeding into the propaganda of the flu, please just calm your horses for a minute, slow your roll, and just take a deep breath, breathe. If it hasn't reached your region yet, don't worry, just keep washing your hands, doing what you do to keep yourself free of germs. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I mean, and the whole reason why we're talking about this right now is because they had someone sick at the military clinic who they thought was a coronavirus patient, but he's not. So, whatever. Anyhow, aside from that, I will continue to tell you guys that I get on my channel often. I'm usually on here once a week, sometimes once a month if my life is crazy, or sometimes every day, like once a day, if I've got nothing going on. Right now, we are now hitting, what is it, March? Yes, it's March. We're hitting March. I guess something about daylight savings time or something. Instead of fall back, now it's spring forward. I don't know. I go by my cell phone. Yeah, I go by my cell phone, and my cell phone has my alarm clock on there, and it wakes me up for work. So we have that coming up, and I don't really have too much going on other than work. So, my schedule should be, you guys should see me almost every week. Other than that, if you have any questions, any concerns, or any comments, please feel free to reach out to me. If you want to share things with me, go ahead. I don't consider myself the expert of the military world and military, but I do know information, and I go ahead and I share all here on this blog to educate those that are not military and that don't live my life or my husband's life, in hopes that I could spare them from being scammed by people who claim that they're military even though they're not. I mean, that is, I've seen that happen almost twice, and that's pretty unfortunate. I had a friend who reached out to me several months back, and I'm grateful that he did. He got the information he was looking for me. It wasn't what he wanted to hear, but I hope he took that with an educated thought, and I hope he's doing okay at this point. But he is actually the first person who suggested I set up some type of blog or YouTube channel to help others out there like himself, because you don't know. You walk around every day and someone says, oh, I'm in the military, or I was in the military, and then you don't know how to confirm that. You don't know if they were, or if they're fucking with you, So I hope I can be of any service to anybody in that department, and like I said, if I don't know how to answer your questions, I can always go ask my husband. He's the higher rank, and he knows more information than I do. So, but anyhow, to each his own. I love y'all. I really do. I'm a very friendly type of person. I don't like conflict at all. I don't, I like getting along with everybody, and I like sitting here flapping my gums and talking trash and swearing. You'll hear me fucking swear quite a bit. I picked that up from the Army, so unfortunately that's there. Anyhow, I love you all, and like I said, keep viewing, keep watching. Please subscribe to my channel. It will really help me build things. I've just gotten started, and already I'm hitting roadblocks because I'm very new up here. So please subscribe to my channel, pass my information along, please, please, please. And I'll see you guys around, okay? Bye. Bye, America.